Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF Bets Race of the Day for Monday, February the 19th. It's the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes, and the President's Day Race of the Day is presented by DRF Bets. If you sign up for a DRF Bets account right now, you can access a $200 free bet, no deposit required. All you have to do is go to drf.com/join and use the promo code FREEBET09. Here's the field of three-year-old Kentucky Derby hopefuls prepping in the Grade 3 Southwest. $500,000 is the purse at Oaklawn Park. We're going a mile and a 16th, and you can access free Formulator Pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download them and handicap along with me. We'll take the field in post position order, beginning with the number 1, My Boy Jack, for Keith and Kent DeZormo. This horse is a stakes winner on turf, but he earned his career best Beyer speed figure most recently when a non-threatening third in the Grade 3 Sham Stakes against the very promising Bob Baffert trained runner McKinsey. My Boy Jack draws a nice inside post position, can save valuable ground going into the first turn, and he showed he could benefit from a big pace on turf three-back in the Zuma Beach Stakes. There should be a good pace for him to rally into in the Grade 3 Southwest on Monday. The 2 is Sporting Chance, and he really is one of the keys to this race for Wayne Lucas. This horse won the Hopeful last time out, a very prestigious Grade 1 towards the end of the Saratoga Summer Meet. He got very goofy towards the end of that race. It looked like he had the race in the bag. He started drifting in and then drifting out, and he only won by a neck over pre-drop Billy, who of course came back to win the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland. After that race, Sporting Chance missed the remainder of his 2-year-old season with a knee chip. This is a very aggressive spot for trainer Wayne Lucas as he makes his 3-year-old debut. Going a mile and a 16th, Sporting Chance has never raced beyond 7 furlongs in his career against some good graded stakes horses. He has speed. He might be the inside speed if the number 4 Mourinho allows him to go. Sporting Chance is talented, but this is a bit of an ask, first time off the injury-induced layoff. The 3, a bit of a surprise entrant in the Grade 3 Southwest, is the horse that's the second choice on the morning line in Saturday's Risen Star Stakes, and that's the number 3, Principe Guilherme, who was second last time out in the Grade 3 Lecomte. Steve Asmussen cross-entering here to take a look. I think he's going to run on Saturday in the Fairgrounds. If he does run here, he would have benefited from his most recent start, the Lecomte, where for the first time in his career, he sat behind horses, came with a run following the winner in Stilled Ricard, and stayed on game lead to finish second. He's a very promising colt. I have a feeling he runs at the Fairgrounds. The 4 is Mourinho, and Mourinho, while he probably will be the favorite, I'll come post time for the Grade 3 Southwest. He's a little bit of a polarizing horse. He won the Smarty Jones, the prep for the Southwest for Baffert most recently. He earned a big 99 Beyer speed figure, but a lot of folks will rightly point to the pace of that race. It was a short field, and there was no other pace other than Mourinho, who glided through a half mile in 48 seconds, opened up on the turn, and there was no catching him through the short stretch at Oaklawn. He is going to have to go a 16th of a mile further with other speeds in this race, but I also think that Mourinho is pretty good, and he's going to give a good account of himself again. You have to consider Baffert's out-of-this-world record at Oaklawn Park with 3-year-olds over the years. The 5 is Road to Damascus. This is a full brother to Social Inclusion, who was third in the Preakness a few years back. He's trained by Todd Pletcher, and he won his 2-turn debut most recently at Tampa Bay Downs. He won it by only a neck, but this is a horse that seems to appreciate distance. He's probably going to get outpaced a bit in the early portion of this race after being a pace-pressing winner at Tampa Bay. I think he retains some promise, but he's going to have to step up in class here. The 6 is 7 Trumpets, a solid second most recently in the Jerome Stakes at Aqueduct, although I was a little bit disappointed he lost the Jerome. I know that the favor of that race is a very promising horse, Firenze Fire, and he came and got 7 Trumpets at the end, but 7 Trumpets was allowed to walk on the lead through fractions of 25 and 50 and 4/5 and still wasn't able to hold on. He's going to have to stretch out, and I do have some questions about the distance, especially with a faster pace on tap. The 7 is Retirement Fun, another one trained by Steve Asmussen. He's won his first 2 starts, and he affects the pace of this race. Gate to wire winner in both starts at the Fairgrounds. Beyer speed figures of 81 and 80. He certainly has license to improve, but he's going to be facing tougher horses in a tougher pace scenario. He could make things difficult for Mourinho, and he could set things up for his next-door neighbor and uncoupled stablemate, the number 8 Zing Zang, who came from well back to win his maiden at the Fairgrounds 3 starts back, and then was next to last in the early portion of the Lecomte and was able to rally past many horses in the stretch to finish second. This horse is a beautifully bred son of Tappet. He reminds a lot of folks of Asmussen's Belmont Stakes winner, the Long-Winded Creator, from a couple of years ago. He's going to get the right setup, and I think he's ready for a step forward after pairing up Beyer tops of 80 in his last two races. Zing Zang will be running late. I still think he might be a bit more attractive in longer distance races. The Arkansas Derby at 1 1/8, most notably. Kentucky Club, also trained by Wayne Lucas, won by 8 lengths last time out at Oaklawn Park. But it was a sloppy track maiden claimer, and this is a big, big step up in class. He's going to have to prove it against these better horses. The 10 Combatant is a very likely winner. He chased Mourinho and the Smarty Jones last time out, and you could argue he was totally pace compromised in that race. He has tactical speed. You could argue that other horses are going to soften up Mourinho in this spot, and Combatant's probably going to be sitting a good trip and get a good chance to win this race at 1 1/16. A lot of people believe that Combatant has more upside than Mourinho as it pertains to the Kentucky Derby. He's going to get more distance, and he might get a softened up Mourinho to attack this time in the stretch. Esmash completes the field. He just missed behind Bravazzo, who figures as one of the middling choices in the Risen Star on Saturday. That race was at Oaklawn. It was a fast race, an 88 Beyer speed figure. But Esmash was able to kind of creep away on the backstretch and into the turn. He was game in the stretch. I still have some questions about his longer distance ability, however, and this is a very tough post position. This is a horse that likes to be forwardly placed. If he tries to gun out of there, does Gary Stevens from the far outside, he'll have to deal with Mourinho's speed and possibly the speeds of Sporting Chance and Retirement Fun. Let's take a look at my top pick for the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes. Mourinho's going to have to earn this one. Last time out, he basically just had to show up and get to the lead and walk around the track. I wonder if Drayden Van Dyke's going to want to try to teach him to rate a little bit. And if Sporting Chance is aggressive off the layoff for Luis Saez, it's possible that Mourinho will settle into a second or third spot. At that point, he's going to have to run probably with Combatant. They're both going to be starting at the same point entering the turn. I like Mourinho. I also would use a healthy helping of Combatant in any kind of multiple race wagers. That's 410 for me in the Grade 3 Southwest. Again, if you're playing the Southwest or the Monday Oaklawn card from home, a $200 free bet, no deposit required, is available to new DRF Bet subscribers. Head on over to drf.com/join. Use the promo code FREEBET09, and approximate post time for the Oaklawn is at 6:10 Eastern. Best of luck.